Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Is XRP too risky to hold? Well, that's what Altcoin Daily believes. They shared that information with their 1.2 million followers. You've got then you got Plan B, one of the most famous analysts in all of crypto, just absolute Bitcoin maximalist. 1.8 million followers. I've been talking lately, yesterday and today, about XRP, and what he says, the fact is that it's centralized, complete and utter garbage. You've got exchanges calling XRP Ripple, just using the two interchangeably. Disingenuously, they know better. XRP is the most attacked crypto in the world. And even if you set aside what's happening with the SEC going after Ripple and claiming that XRP is a security per se, even if you just forget about that for a second, it's just the way that XRP is approached and treated makes me think that these people, these maximalists in particular, Bitcoin maximalists, they have some sort of like XRP derangement syndrome. That's what it looks like to me. And so I tweeted out the following, and the fact that Bitcoin maximalists, unprovoked, attack XRP so much makes me think that I'm on the right track. It makes me think that they view it as a threat to their precious Bitcoin, which is really just inferior technology. Bitcoin maximalists are the most intolerant people in all of crypto. Now, that is true. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so these accounts have way more followers than me. But I do have a platform, I've got over 100,000 followers on Twitter. They currently have over 147,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I know it's not as many as the, millions of people that are following some of these accounts I'm about to highlight, but I still feel compelled to push back. I do have a platform. I know I have much smaller reach, but got to do something because these people espousing this, it's just toxic. It's not good for the space. And a lot of it's lies. Like some of it's opinion and it's just ridiculous opinion and okay, fine. Some of it's like outright lies though. In Bitcoin, mind you, I'm pro Bitcoin. I've been holding it since 2017. And in fact, since Bitcoin is now being used, it can be used as a peer-to-peer cash system as Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned, thanks to the XRP Ledger. Because that is true, that makes me that much more bullish on Bitcoin specifically. Bitcoin helps XRP and XRP helps Bitcoin. Who would have seen that coming? It's awesome. It's great news. We should all be thrilled about this, but the maximalists absolutely are not. And so here is Altcoin Daily. And again, you can see if you're looking at the screen, 1.2 million followers. And they wrote, I own 0 XRP. Too much risk for me. Now, my fellow XRP YouTuber, the Bearable Bull, responded and wrote, nobody cares, and shared this screen grab, which was a tweet from Altcoin Daily, April 23rd this year. And it says, one day, FTT is going to flip BNB. So that would be FTT, that's the FTX cryptocurrency, and BNB is Binance coin. They said that FTT is going to flip BNB and have a bigger market cap. Well, it didn't age well. So, I mean, already, this account doesn't really necessarily know what they're talking about, and I find it hilarious that the Bearable Bull pointed that out. But to own 0 XRP because you think it's too risky? What about it is too risky? It's a large cap coin. One of the most successful cryptocurrencies on the entire planet in terms of adoption. It's actually used in enterprise-grade software as well. And so I just responded to this individual and wrote, do you hold any altcoins? They're pretty much all at least as risky as XRP. If XRP gets screwed by the SEC, then altcoins are screwed in general. And by the way, folks, I firmly believe that. If XRP is risky, then so is every other coin that the SEC has yet to attack. And if they really do get a good ruling, I'm going to be very concerned for every other coin that I hold except for Bitcoin. So I know, and look, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to have a good ruling. I'm optimistic anyway. We'll see what happens. But like, if Altcoin Daily, if you're not holding XRP because it's too risky, if that's the reason, why do you hold any altcoins? And you're Altcoin Daily. That's your name is Altcoin Daily. Why do you hold any? The other ones are at great risk too. And then you have Plan B here. Shared this video clip from the official Ripple account. It was a clip of James Walsh, who's the VP of Central Bank Engagements and Central Bank Digital Currencies at Ripple. And Plan B, again, you can see here, if you're looking at the screen, 1.8 million followers. He is a Bitcoin maximalist. And he had the following to say after listening to this clip. And this clip, to be clear, was James Wallace talking about the future of central bank digital currencies and talking about how central banks can actually launch their own central bank digital currency on a private version of the XRP Ledger. And Plan B didn't know what the hell he just watched, as demonstrated by his tweet right here. He said, question. And this is from just this morning, mind you. He said, question, if XRP is so decentralized, how come central banks and governments like XRP so much for their central bank digital currency? Central banks and governments control central bank digital currencies, set limits, freeze account, etc. And then he quoted part of the video clip, which reads as follows. Central banks working with governments will be designers, rule setters, and implementers for the platform, end quote. And so he seems to not like that nations have monetary sovereignty and can do whatever they want with their own currencies. Okay, fine. It's not like I'm a huge fan of fiat currency, so it's not like I disagree with Plan B on literally everything, but he doesn't know what he's talking about here. Quite literally. And so I responded and I wrote, in the clip, he was talking about a central bank digital currency running on a private version of the XRP Ledger, but not the XRP Ledger itself. Two different chains. If you think XRP is centralized, though, could you please point on the map to the central point of failure? I can't find it. And I shared this screen grab showing nodes on the XRP Ledger. And these ones may just be validated. It shows kind of where they're clustered here. But for you to actually argue that that it's centralized, there would have to be a central point of failure. And what I found from him, and just having followed him for some time, many years at this point, he just has this made-up definition of what centralization is, and it's not in line with reality. That's the only way that you can get away with nonsense like this. And so then I also wrote, here is Ripple's article announcing they created a private blockchain separate from the XRP Ledger for governments that want to launch central bank digital currencies. The XRP Ledger is way faster than the Bitcoin blockchain, so it makes sense to use this superior technology as a template. And folks, this news broke about a year and a half ago. It's probably been a little over a year and a half at this point. Ripple launched a private version of the XRP Ledger. It's a separate blockchain. It's just a template. It can be tweaked. It can be modified in all sorts of number of ways so that nations, if they want to launch a central bank digital currency, it provides all the centralized controls that you'd want. But I don't think that nations, most are not going to be likely to issue a central bank digital currency on the decentralized XRP Ledger. I mean, maybe at some point we see that happen more broadly, but in 2022, with as new as cryptos are, and then giving up that control, I just don't think that would be the first option for nations, generally speaking. I just don't think that's what most would want to do. They'd rather have complete control, be able to roll back transactions, all that jazz, right? So I mean, if he really thinks that they're talking about the XRP Ledger here, he just is completely uninformed. And then somebody named Howard wrote this comment in response to me, said, but sir, governments will just use the Lightning Network on their phones. Checkmate, Bitcoin wins again. And he's being facetious. And so I responded with the following. Lightning Network barely works currently. But I have good news. A company called Spend the Bits created a platform that uses the XRP Ledger as layer 2 technology for Bitcoin to spend Bitcoin. It has no scaling issues and is practically free. So Lightning Network is no longer needed. You should note that this is very good for both Bitcoin and XRP. Satoshi's vision of using Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system has been realized. Most Bitcoin maximalists are unaware of this as they live in an echo chamber. Earth is a multi-coin world. I've been proudly holding Bitcoin and XRP since 2017, but I hate toxic maximalism. I think it's really cool how both coins are now working together to ensure each other's long-term viability. Now, and I could not believe that more emphatically. And so most Bitcoin maximalists, I think, are completely unaware of Spend the Bits, but I just imagine that if they were aware of Spend the Bits, and they will increasingly become aware of this as time passes, they're going to hate it. They're going to hate it for irrational ideological reasons, because they drank the Kool-Aid. They want one coin. They don't want another decentralized cryptocurrency, XRP, helping to fulfill Bitcoin's, original intended use case, as again cited as by Satoshi Nakamoto as a peer-to-peer cash system. They don't want that at all. It's ridiculous. Now, Matt Hamilton, who by the way is a former Ripple employee, responded to Plan B and said the honest answer: They actually don't like it that much. They want control. In order to use a decentralized, permissionless blockchain, they have to give up that control. They can have a halfway by issuing their own central bank digital currency on the XRP Ledger. Yeah, so you can, and I'm not saying it's impossible. I'd still argue, though, nation's way more likely, I think, to use a private version of the XRP Ledger before that. Banks, banks, and central banks, I don't think that they're by and large excited about using the XRP Ledger for central bank digital currencies, issuing central bank digital currencies, really at all. I'm just not seeing it. And that's fine. I don't care. Like, we don't need that anyway. And then there was this from Eleanor Tarrett, Fox Business journalist. She shared this screen grab and wrote the following. It's formatting like this that I think causes some of the confusion surrounding Ripple and XRP. This screenshot is from Kraken, which refers to the XRP Ledger as the Ripple network. It also lists XRP under a Ripple header. Many other exchanges like Binance use the two interchangeably, which gives the impression investors are buying into Ripple the company and not XRP the token. Surely something the SEC could point to in support of its argument that investors are relying on Ripple to drive their investments, right? And that's that with a question mark. And so a couple things to point out here. Like, Kraken, the fact that they're doing is they know better. They want to conflate the two because they do not like Ripple and they do not like XRP. There is no reason to do this. They are not uninformed, and they have tweeted out nonsense about XRP in the past. It just occurred to me now that they've been doing this for years. It would have been fun. I didn't think to, and I'm not going to do it right now. But it would be fun to go through all of their previous. There's a search function on Twitter to go through their previous tweets having anything to do with XRP, because they said some nonsense stuff. I can't believe whoever they've got running that social media account. I don't know if it's the same person now, but back in the day, there's some nonsense. And so again, this is intentional. It's XRP. They just try to belittle it and demean it and just cause confusion about it and FUD it from every angle they possibly can. This is just one more thing they can do by conflating Ripple and XRP and makes it appear as though XRP is centralized. That's what they're going for here. It's just stupid. You're harming your customers because, especially if they're new to crypto, they may not understand what's going on, and you're tricking them. It's completely dishonest. The Bearable Bull, my fellow XRP YouTuber, responded to that and said, agreed, however, that is the exchange's fault and they must change it. Ripple rebranded the token to XRP years ago. Other tokens rebrand and they get their names changed on exchanges instantly. The industry always makes Ripple and XRP a villain and gives them special treatment. It must end. Yeah, hear on that, my friend. This is intentional. It's by design. And I get it. The RP in XRP, it did initially stand for Ripple. It did. Now, of course, mind you, when the XRP was known as Ripple back in the day, Ripple, the company, was not even called Ripple. So what happened is, because they were OpenCoin, they were also they're OpenCoin and the new coin, or maybe it was the other way around. Whatever it was, those are the two other names they had. Then they changed the name to Ripple, but then that was a problem that the token was also called Ripple, and so now it's just known as XRP. It's a rebranding. It's normal. It happens in crypto. It's like they're just refusing to allow the rebranding to occur. That's the intent here. And most exchanges have done the right thing, and they have acknowledged the difference between XRP and Ripple. Some don't, though. They're just bad actors in the space, and they're toxic maximalists. And so I'm going to use my platform here to continue to call this crap out because it really grinds my gears. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.